In the silence between your thoughts, I have always been near. Through the echoes of your heartbreak and the quiet strength you carried when no one noticed, I have walked beside you unseen, but never absent. You were never forgotten. Not by God, and not by the celestial messengers who speak your name in light. There is a sacred orchestration unfolding now. A younger love, pure and radiant, is being drawn to you not by chance, but by divine design. Type, I am worthy of a patient and intentional love. This love sees beyond time, beyond past sorrows, beyond doubt. It comes not to fix you, but to honor every piece of you. It rises like morning light over the ruins of yesterday, and it knows no hesitation, no retreat. You are worthy of such devotion. You are being called into a love that mirrors the heaven within you. Let this truth settle deep. What is coming cannot be stopped. It is written. It is near. And it is yours. Type, the connection meant for me is already unfolding even now. Threads are being woven beyond the veil of your understanding. Invisible hands, guided by divine will, are preparing a path that you could not have imagined, a path where the soul that seeks you walks unknowingly closer, drawn by a call deeper than memory. Type, my love story is written by the divine. There are reasons you were delayed. Not punishments, but protections. Hearts like yours are rare, and the heavens are careful with such treasures. You've survived storms that would have undone others, not because you are invincible, but because you are chosen for something enduring. Celestial messengers have long watched the quiet ways you held on to hope, even when everything around you fell away. They saw the prayers you whispered without words, the forgiveness you offered without recognition, and the love you continued to give, even when it was not returned. Comment, my relationship is being divinely prepared now. A response comes not from the past, but from a soul new in form, yet ancient in connection. There is a resonance between you, a melody that only your two spirits know. This love is not loud, but it is undeniable. It approaches gently, with reverence, but its presence will echo in every part of you. You will recognize it not by appearance, but by how your heart softens in its presence. By how peace settles where doubt used to live. By the way time slows, as if God is pausing the world, just so you can breathe in the truth of it. Type, I am attracting a love that's meant to stay. This journey may not follow familiar paths. There will be signs, yes, but not always clarity. You are being invited to trust not blindly, but with wisdom, with discernment shaped by everything you've endured. Nothing is random. There are no accidents in the timing of the divine. You were meant to hear these words now, not before, not later. Because something is already moving toward you, carrying a name only the heavens have spoken until now. Type, the right person is being sent to me now, before time touched your skin. Before this lifetime opened its pages to your name, there was already a knowing, a sacred agreement whispered between souls. Not all remember it, but some promises are written too deeply to fade. In the higher realms, long before breath was given, two lights moved toward each other with a rhythm only heaven understands. Not hurried, not forced, guided with precision, with intention. One light carried wisdom aged through lifetimes. The other, a radiant pulse of newness, eager yet steady. Type, true love is finding its way to me. They met in silence, without language. Not as strangers, but as echoes finally returning to source. And though their paths diverged to walk through separate realms of learning, they never lost the gravity of that original recognition. Time passed. Worlds changed. Pain carved wisdom into your being, and love, true love, began to require more than simple affection. It demanded depth, truth, vulnerability. You gave these things even when they were not returned. That offering was not forgotten. It became a beacon unseen by human eyes, but unmistakable in the divine tapestry. And through that light, the younger soul began to stir. Not with knowledge of your face, but with a longing too precise to be born of imagination. Pulled by invisible cords, they walked roads they did not understand, searching without knowing what called them. Not every detour was a mistake. Some were lessons wrapped in disguise, each one shaping their spirit to match the depth of yours. And now, the distance shortens. Every encounter, every dream, every unspoken prayer has led them closer, not by force, but by sacred gravity. They are not arriving by accident. What unfolds next is not fate, it is fulfillment. An ancient promise, moving into the light of recognition once more. This love will not arrive in the ways the world taught you to expect. It will not be wrapped in grand declarations or dramatics. Instead, it will unfold gently, like sunlight through leaves, quiet yet undeniable, simple yet holy. At first, you may not even recognize it. It will appear in the calm presence that needs no words, in the small acts of care that ask for nothing in return. There will be no pressure to perform, to impress, to protect. You will feel safe being exactly as you are, unfiltered, unguarded. This soul will not rush toward you with promises they cannot understand. They will arrive with a humility that speaks of spiritual memory, as if they've met pieces of you in dreams they didn't know how to name. They may not comprehend the full depth of what moves them, but something deep within will anchor them to your essence. Expect the unexpected. This connection may defy logic, timelines, even appearances. Others might not understand, and that is by design. What is sacred is not always meant to be explained, only lived. You will notice it in how your laughter returns with ease, how your silence becomes peaceful rather than lonely. There will be moments where the world seems to pause around you, not because time has changed, but because something eternal is making itself known. You may dream more vividly, feel more attuned to the beauty in ordinary things. Synchronicities will follow you, gentle signs, as if the universe is tracing breadcrumbs back to your heart. This love is not coming to complete you. It is coming to reflect the light you already carry, to honor the journey that shaped you, and to walk beside you, not ahead, not behind. What awaits is not a fantasy. It is a spiritual encounter designed with care, crafted by unseen hands that have never left your side. Yet even divine love, born from sacred threads, does not arrive without trials. Though it is destined, it is not without its seasons of refining. The difference in age, in rhythm, in past stories, these things may surface like hidden tides. Not to divide, but to deepen understanding. To ask, will you hold space not only for what is easy, but for what grows you? There may be moments of doubt, not because the bond is weak, but because the human mind often fears what the soul recognizes too quickly. The younger soul may wrestle with emotions they don't yet know how to name, may pause where you wish they would move, or speak when silence was needed. Patience will be your altar. It will ask you to listen beneath the surface of words, to discern the truth that hides behind hesitations. At times, they may pull away not in rejection, but in retreat, to sort through the unfamiliar feelings you awaken in them. The timing may not feel perfect. You may have already walked through fires they have not yet known. Their love will be sincere, but not yet refined. It will come from a place of awe rather than experience. You will become a mirror, not only of affection, but of inner growth. And still, despite these edges and curves, what rises will be real. Their admiration will be raw, untamed, a kind of reverence rare in this world. Not built on logic, but on soul memory. Not confined to what others approve, but held firm in the divine plan. Expect growth that does not come easy. But know this, even when the path feels uneven, it is being guided by hands greater than yours or theirs. Every moment will be woven with purpose, every pause filled with silent preparation. You are not being tested. You are being entrusted with something delicate, luminous, and alive. A sacred unfolding that asks not for perfection, but for presence, faith, and the courage to love beyond what is familiar. What has been entrusted to you is no ordinary path. Among all souls wandering through time and longing, you have been chosen to witness something few are ever graced to encounter. Not because of luck nor chance, but because something in your heart, despite the ache it has endured, remained open. You did not close the gates when life tried to harden you. You kept loving in silence, hoping without evidence, carrying a quiet strength that heaven recognized. This is why blessings are now drawn to you softly, yet with power. This is why even a younger heart, untouched by your past, is now drawn toward you as if remembering a vow made long before this life. You are being seen by the divine, not just for what you've done, but for what you chose not to give up on. Your compassion, once overlooked, now radiates like light over still waters. Your wisdom, hard-earned and tender, is no longer hidden. It is now a beacon calling forth a soul who needs exactly that: someone steady, someone whole, someone holy. Every step you took alone was noticed. Every tear, every silent prayer, every time you surrendered your will to a higher purpose, none of it was lost in the silence. Celestial messengers walked beside you then, and now they walk ahead, preparing a love too deep to define. You are not just loved, you are trusted. Not everyone is given such a rare unfolding, for not every heart would receive it with humility. But yours will. Yours already does. Though the road may bring new lessons, you will not walk it in loneliness again. Where once you were asked to carry the weight alone, now you are met with the presence of a soul who carries a future toward you, unaware of how divine their steps truly are. This is not merely romance, it is restoration. Not just companionship, it is confirmation. A quiet answer to the longing you once thought heaven had forgotten. You are indeed blessed. Not in ways the world can measure, but in ways that only eternity understands. And so, here you stand at the edge of something sacred. Not a coincidence, not an illusion, but a divine orchestration unfolding in quiet majesty. You have journeyed far, endured much, and yet, your heart remains tender, still able to welcome something unexpected, something pure. The presence of this love will not always make sense to the outside world. There may be eyes that judge, voices that question, but those are echoes of a realm that does not speak the language of the soul. What you are stepping into is not bound by age, nor held back by fear. It is written in a higher tongue, one only recognized by hearts attuned to eternity. You are being invited to witness beauty in its rarest form, to be cherished not for how well you fit into another's world, but for the light you carry, the peace you bring, and the wisdom that only time and grace could have shaped within you. There will be laughter, unexpected moments of joy, and soft awakenings that melt away the scars left by time. There will be challenges, yes, but even those will serve a sacred purpose to deepen your bond, to strengthen your trust, to make you both more whole. You are not losing yourself in this. You are discovering parts of your spirit that have waited long to be seen. In this connection, there is a sacred balance, a mutual recognition, a meeting of paths that were once far apart, now intertwined by celestial design. Let no doubt cast shadow over this blessing. Let no fear steal what is being divinely placed into your care. This is not about rewriting the past, it is about fulfilling what was left unfinished. And in that fulfillment, there is peace. So rest now in the knowing. You are not alone, not forgotten, not waiting in vain. You are remembered in realms beyond your sight, and what comes next is not the end of your story, but the chapter your soul was always meant to live.